You've just arrived to the welcome party, your exclusive invitation to pop culture.
We're here to directly combat pop culture gatekeeping and to throw a video podcast party matching our fans' most favorite fandoms.
And if you haven't checked out the party theme yet, don't worry. We're a show all about an intro to pop culture, and we'll let you know when spoilers are coming up.
Today's party theme is Thunderbolts. I'm Alix Catherine, your host, moderator, and gate-crashing party queen. With me as always.
Hi, I'm Cole, a personal Twitch streamer. I put both things together.
Are we rolling? Are we going to keep going?
Just keep it.
We're going to keep going? Okay, cool. And I'm JPG. I'm a pop culture educator and consultant. That was weird energy coming into this. Why was everybody... I've been waiting to do the show for an hour and a half, and then everybody got professional all of a sudden.
Okay, can I be honest? So off air when we were prepping, DJ Anthony said, did you guys watch Thundercats? And so then it was in my head. So I got to today's party theme, and in my head I was going, Thunderbolts, 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 not Thundercats, Thunderbolts. What if I say Thundercats? No, say Thunderbolts. And the ADHD mixed with the panic took over, and I was like, oh. So I had to focus really hard. That's my story.
And she's sticking to it.
But at least I got my intro.
I mean, one of these days we will get it clean, right?
No. It's been years. It's turned into a weird gimmick that is not worked on.
Yeah, we sell it as a bit.
Oh yeah.
It's not a bit. It is 100% not a bit. We're going into this as earnestly as possible.
Actually, Alex, do you want to see something funny?
Yeah.
The script is updating.
His script is updating.
Why is your script up? Okay.
You tell me.
I have no idea.
So this is the part where I'm supposed to ask JPG what we need to know about the theme going into this. And then he's going to quiz us on it. But if I don't acknowledge JPG and I don't send it to him, then we don't get quizzed.
Oh, we can just take control. So it's just like this one shot of just you and I right now.
Right. I mean, we'll have to bribe the editor, but, I think we could do that.
I think he'll be cool with it.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Perfect. So
Speaking of bribing,
Nope, didn't work.
you're going to cut our whole Patreon?
Nope, but we can do it now. So here on Patreon.
Oh, really great idea, Cole.
Yeah, we should talk
if
about the
you cut
Patreon.
all of that out, then it looks like you and I brought up the Patreon, and
Yeah.
he can't call us out for never bringing
I've been
up the
talking
Patreon.
about Patreon for the past 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe. Who knows? But our Patreon is this amazing thing where you can donate to help us out by upgrading our equipment by asking us questions. And it is a lot of fun. Some of the things we've had to answer already have been kind of ridiculous. And the best part about it is it's us more relaxed and natural as opposed to looking professional.
Yeah, this is us professional.
Yeah, but if you think this isn't professional, this is us natural, wait till you see the Patreon where it's a little even more.
And what's on the Patreon, Alex and Cole?
So you can donate money just to have access to all the extra videos that we have uploaded there. You can request an after party game. You can ask us a question and get a short form 15-minute video.
And what's that one called?
Not a soiree. That's the other one.
Dang it, I was going to use that one.
That's the 30-minute, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember how much you guys made fun of me for the soiree name?
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
see, I was going to continue making fun. I was going to be
Oh,
like,
please do.
fancy word is for 30 minutes. But
Indubitably.
Indubitably. Abraham Lincoln.
That's not a fancy... Abraham Lincoln is not a fancy word.
That's my favorite callback from like when we did like Geeks Say What. It's my favorite callback. No, the 15-minute one is just like it's the after party.
No, it's got a name.
Isn't it called the after party?
No,
No.
the after party is...
Those are the games.
Those are the game show style games that we do.
See, I pay most attention.
Yeah.
I literally maybe we have too many names that JPG creates and then expects us to memorize
Kickback.
his own stuff.
It's a kickback.
Oh, is it a kickback?
It's a kickback.
I like that 4 names is too many. Our show name, Kickback Episodes, Soiree Episodes, After Party Games.
Correct. For the last 10 to 15 years, we've only had 4 names that I've had
How
to.
many years have we done this show?
I would like more acknowledgement and more paradey wahoo.
This is your job.
I still-
Why are we bare miniming it right now?
I still feel like you cheated somehow. Like he said it and then you stole it and then you just said it louder.
No, I was trying to think of party names.
Party names?
Yeah, because you throw a kickback.
Well, I mean, yes.
It's a party name.
That's where he got the idea from. Are you taking credit for his idea?
No, that's how I remembered it.
Well, that's the point.
I'm so confused on why I'm in trouble right now.
Honestly, I'm kind of on both of your sides at the same time because either way, I look like the hero on this one.
Oh, Cole, cut all that out so he doesn't look like the hero. Okay,
So it's called the kickback. And could you imagine if I just cut all that out?
That'd be so good. Wait, okay, clean cut. Ready? Oh, well, it's a kickback for 15 minutes.
No,
There's an after-party game.
They cut footage. Don't listen to her.
And then, Cole, I believe you wanted to say the name of the 30-minute one.
Indubitably. No, it's a
much.
soiree.
I hate it so
Oh,
much.
you want to say it?
I hate it so much.
He hates it so much. He came up with
Oh,
this.
say it with the voice, though.
I hate the bit.
Soiree. Is that the
Ooh.
voice? I mean, it is now. I don't know if that.
Okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm
What
okay.
happened?
It was.
What happened?
It was just. What happened? What happened? Sorry. I laughed because I was like, "Oh, Cole thinks this is his sexy voice," and the laugh was for every woman you've ever been with.
Oh.
Because my thought was, "Oh God, he's tried this on women," and then that was my laugh.
I thought he was going to do the SNL voice that he was doing right before recording.
Oh, soiree.
And then instead you went into the, I'm on a horse voice.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did
I'm
we
on a
get
look back to him now. Back to me.
I'm on a horse.
The Pedro Pascal. What? This is my boss. Soiree.
All right, we should probably get this party started soon. But before we do, JPG, what do we need to know?
First and foremost, to start this quiz off, between Cole and Alix, what year was Thunderbolts
2010
released?
2010. Oh, 2025.
What was the question?
What year was the comic book
Dang it.
Thunderbolts released?
I was like, I don't think he's asking what year the movie came out.
Yeah, it's not like we're an intro to pop culture podcast.
Well, maybe people don't know the movie just came out and I was helping them.
They could be watching this years later, right?
That would be pretty crazy. The
Can we
internet
do,
is real.
like decades? Like, I'll take 19.
Like, this is the episode they go back because Cole got canceled on this episode. Is that what happened?
Why me?
Because out of the three of us, if anybody got canceled.
The problem is he could technically edit his cancellations out, but leave ours in.
Actually, I don't think I would get canceled legitimately here as I get canceled for this sentence. I'm like, people might be like, oh, that's Cole. Whereas if you said something crazy, they'd be like, JPG.
No, see, because I think if I say something wild, like, it's going to, like, I could play it off.
Oh, so then we're in agreement. It's Alix.
What would it be for, right?
For Alix?
Yeah, like 100%, like, and it would be something wild too, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, and I can't believe they put those muties in the.
She would say something offhand that she thinks she's being funny, but
Oh,
it's actually
face-
super offensive.
Phase 6 has all these muties in it. I'm like, oh my God, Alix, why are you racist against the mutant race? Like, what happened?
I'm not. Don't edit this, Cole.
The way I'm surprised we weren't canceled after the Jesus talk with Goofy movie. I edited out
Did you keep all of that in?
No, I took out so much, but there was still Jesus in it. Like,
There's still some.
she
Jesus
calls
stuff.
Goofy Jesus. I had to
I'm
leave that in there.
sorry.
But there was so many bits. I was like, nope, nope, nope.
Anyway, we have established that Alix does hate mutants, so
I can't, we have not.
we have though.
Yes, we have established in this very believable voice. All right. Anyway, what year
1975 to 1985.
is
You
your?
can just give me the year the comic book released.
Yeah, totally. I could totally give you the year the comic book was released if I knew the answer.
But you can't give me a range. If we ask for one answer and you're like, oh, like give me a number between 1 and 10, you're like 1 through 10.
The
Yes.
problem is I have too many dates in my head. I can't remember if it's 97 or 2003.
Oh, it's like a new?
It's a new.
Oh, You pick one and I'll take the other.
Okay, you pick 03, I'll pick 97.
Oh, 3.
97.
Cole is correct.
Sweet.
It was 1997?
I feel like he tricked you on that. I feel like 100% he tricked you.
Something came out for Thunderbolts in 03.
Yes.
Not the movie,
it
because that
No.
was 2025.
Yeah.
So it was a newer story arc for them. So yeah.
My brain had 2 numbers I couldn't remember.
Cool. I'm gonna ask for some creative answers on this one, so it's not gonna be a hard answer. We can interpret this, right? Why were the Thunderbolts created?
You don't want the right answer, you want a creative answer?
No, I want the right answer,
Oh.
but it's gonna take a little bit of creativity to get there.
Will it?
A little bit.
Money.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, you know what though? Okay, you are technically right, but try to give another answer. Try to give like an in-universe answer.
Technically right is the best kind
It's
of
the best
right.
kind of right. It's the best kind of right.
So, I want to be really funny. So the Avengers disappeared, and then Nemo was lost, and he was like, you know what? We're gonna create a team to find Nemo, and there'll be a Baron. I can't do it.
Cole's actually pretty right. It's pretty right.
I researched Alex.
Yeah, he was pretty right actually on this one. The thing he was incorrect about was about Baron Zemo, about him getting lost.
Oh yeah, no, because because Nemo. We're trying to find Nemo.
I
was finding Nemo.
That is creative. Okay, extra points for Cole. Sorry, that was creative.
I was trying. That's why I was like, I tried. That's why I was like, and there's
None
a
of
Baron.
that answer made any sense.
Okay, so
Baron von Zemo creates the Thunderbolts.
Baron Zemo.
Oh, Baron Zemo. I thought
Yeah.
there was Von.
Oh,
anyway,
we should be Vons.
Vons.
Alex Von Catherine? No,
Anyway,
doesn't work.
he creates the Thunderbolts because it's
So
the whole
many
Masters of the Universe, Masters of Evil, or something like that. And then this throughout the years, it becomes different teams.
To give a more succinct answer,
The indubitable answer.
You mean an answer that makes sense? I got so lost.
the Thunderbolts
You
was
don't even know
actually.
who Baron Zemo is.
No.
Do you remember in Avengers: Age of Ultron, there was the guy who tried to rip the Avengers apart?
Civil War. Start over with Remember.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is Civil War.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking Ultron because Baron Zemo comes from there, and
Yeah,
then
that's
the
his arc.
city is the one that kills his family.
Did you want to leave this in?
No, leave it in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's giving me credit.
I'm so lost, you
I
guys.
corrected
Okay,
JPG
so,
and I get bonus points.
So Civil War, right? Zemo was the person who tried to tear the Avengers apart, right? The Sokovia Accords were talked about. He had framed Bucky. Do you remember the one guy? And then Black Panther doesn't kill him in the end for killing his father.
The story points all sound familiar.
First time we see Spider-Man, Captain America versus Iron
all
Man.
the things you're saying, I'm like, oh yeah, those are things that happen.
Yeah,
But I don't like. There's no person. It's just like
a shadow.
I was gonna say white blonde blur, but yeah,
He's
okay.
a brunette. Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. Anyway,
a
that's
man
Baron
ruining
Zemo.
everything. Got it.
That's fair. So, Thunderbolts were a response to a very, very popular story arc in the 90s called the Onslaught Saga. Now, in the Onslaught Saga, there was kind of this push from Marvel's stories that they were kind of pushing the X-Men to the forefront and then keeping the Avengers and other stories a little bit behind. Right? And so what the Onslaught Saga did was that it got rid of all of their heroes that weren't the X-Men, and they built what's called the Heroes Reborn universe. Basically what happens is that a tear in space-time continuum goes open, but X-Men can't jump through it, but then the Avengers can, and they're the ones who jump through it in order to save everybody. They get reborn into a new universe, which was Marvel's way of kind of rebooting these types of characters. And then the X-Men stayed in the original universe. This is all like top end sort of like, I'm not giving it as much credit as it should because I'm a huge fan of the Onslaught Saga. in response to the Avengers not being in this world anymore and people thinking that they had died in order to save the entire world, the Thunderbolts were created. But really, at the end of the first issue, January of 1997, it was revealed that the Thunderbolts, which was this new superhero team, were really the Masters of Evil, just reskinned.
They put on different super suits.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Baron Zemo was like Captain. It was like Captain V or something like that. Not Captain V. It had to do with a V.
It was
something.
all I remember was it was based off a World War II hero his father killed.
And so it was this idea that so Baron Zemo could keep being a criminal, he built a superhero team so he could keep his ear like to the ground for superheroics, right? The rest of these reformed villains loved being heroes, though, and then
they liked being in the spotlight and actually people cheering for
and
them,
doing good
supporting
things
them,
and all
right.
that. Some of them liked the cheering. Some of them actually liked being good people. And then after they kicked Baron Zemo out because he wanted to keep this an evil organization, Hawkeye took over the Thunderbolts.
Wouldn't Hawkeye have jumped through the hoop thing?
I think
No.
this is after the Heroes Reborn universe returned.
Hawkeye also comes in and out of the Avenger team.
Because he has a family.
Okay. Next.
Doesn't have a family.
Comics are weird.
Okay.
He has a family, but it's like depending on the reason. I think there was one era where it was just like mental health. I think. I'm not sure.
There's another question.
Yeah. Let's do one more question. The Thunderbolts appear in their very first appearance. Actually, is not in their own Thunderbolts comic.
1997.
Whose superhero comic do they appear in first, Alex?
X-Men.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good guess. From the context clues.
Oh, you're gonna hate me.
Am I not correct?
Spider-Man.
Oh, well, let me try. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is incorrect.
Ha!
Oh, was not Spider-Man Dies Many
No.
Days?
So, okay.
Wait, is X-Men also incorrect?
So New Ways to Die.
Oh yeah,
So
that's what I meant. Not Many Days to Die.
yeah. So New Ways to Die is actually one of their more popular story arcs in that era.
Oh.
So yeah. But the answer for that is the Incredible Hulk. They showed up in the Incredible Hulk number 449.
Oh.
This is when Peter David was still writing. The
We were
Incredible
never
Hulk
going to
as well.
get that, were we?
No.
Which actually was one of Incredible Hulk's strongest runs, in my opinion, at least.
Oh,
So,
okay. The only Incredible Hulk run I've ever read was when the Hulk movie was coming out, and there was that era of the dark writing of Hulk, where it was very little dialogue, but he was just brutal, and Bruce was trying to hide. And
is this around Planet Hulk and all that stuff?
this was around Ultimates,
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay.
but not the Ultimate Hulk where he's a horn dog. I mean, that era
Oh, yeah.
of comics.
The Ultimates universe was a weird time.
You know what else is a weird time?
What?
Our Patreon.
I mean, you're okay. Terrible segue, but you're not wrong.
We can't have too many plugins of the Patreon.
We decided on 2 per show. Alex got the second one. I think you're just jealous at this point.
It's so close together.
It's just
I know, yeah. It was a little close together.
Look, I just wanted to throw mine out there.
You're never gonna talk. You just
Never
wanted to
have to
mention
bring
it.
it
You
up
didn't
again.
want to talk more
Yeah.
about it.
I'm just going to let it hang there.
Cool.
Speaking of a man ruining things, thanks, Alex.
All right, so let's jump into the Thunderbolts. Just initial thoughts first. And I will say that this is probably where we're going to start the spoilers part of it.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen Thunderbolts, but you don't care about the spoilers, hang out with us. If you do care about the spoilers, go watch the movie first and then come back and pick up right here.
Oh, that's right, because it's not live. Yeah. I love the new Avengers.
For context on that, we used to do Twitch. He doesn't think that there's a live audience in the room or something weird. Unless you do, I don't know. I just wanted to clarify for the audience.
I really wanted to have a laugh track.
If maybe in the future I'll get better, but not right now. Okay, who do you want to go first? Who wants to go first?
We always make you go first.
Oh, what the fuck?
I mean, we are past 10 minutes.
We
it's
are.
fine. Yeah.
So
That's the
I
second one.
was surprised. I actually enjoyed it. The film was really good. I was all about it, and then the ending happened, and then I cried like a baby. So I was very surprised, but I enjoyed it.
Before we move on, what were your expectations going into it?
Oh my god. Expectations was kind of average. Ever since Endgame, it's been really hard for a Marvel film to even reach that level, which is not fair. But it's still like, you go in, like you had Spider-Man, you had Shang-Chi, you had Guardians 3, like you've had all these great films, but then you've had other ones that were just like, all right, cool, it's a superhero movie. And it just never felt up to the Marvel standard. So with Thunderbolts, a bunch of heroes, I was like, I don't care about any of these people, to be honest. Yelena is the only one that I actually liked going into this film. So I was like not expecting much. And the fact that I actually cared about everyone except one character for reasons we'll get into later.
Yeah.
I was very surprised.
Nice. JPG?
I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I think it's a great introduction into how the general audience can start to empathize with mental health. But I would also say though that I do disagree with people saying that this is I've been seeing people on the internet say that this is some of the best portrayals of like mental health that they've ever seen on camera.
Oh, no,
I
that's
don't
wrong.
know if I would agree with that, but I would say it's an incredible introduction to somebody who might not be understanding how to empathize.
I think
with
it's a
mental health.
great mental health film for everyone in the moment and of the general population. Because I still think the best in terms of like broad, everyone's seeing it. It's not like a drama, like an actual thing that in the Disney brand still has to be the Inside Out films, both 1 and 2.
Oh, I think it's a great intro, and I think it gets very deep. So yeah, I do
Inside
like.
Out?
While I don't
Yes.
have one off the top of my head, but I love that choice though because I think it's a good representation of both.
And then going into it, what were your expectations?
Oh wait, no, we got to talk about how you liked it.
I know, but I asked Cole the same question back to back.
Oh, you did. Okay.
listens.
Okay. So expectations, right? I didn't have expectations for it. And to be honest,
he took my answer. I shouldn't have asked him.
there were some choices that I actually didn't appreciate as much. But I also think it's a very common internet opinion as well too.
We'll jump into that in a little bit.
We'll jump into that in a bit.
I thought the movie was enjoyable. I thought it was fun. I thought it was cute. Was it like, oh my gosh, edge of your seat? No, but it was really good. And obviously, every movie can't be the most incredible thing you've ever seen because that's just not how life works.
Nope.
And even if this were equal to something like Endgame, because we've already seen Endgame, it instantly devalues it in that way. It has to become better then, right? So, take that for what it is. As far as going into it, I had zero expectations because I didn't know what it was. And I couldn't remember most of the things that had happened before, most of the characters. And I didn't even realize Thunderbolts was a Marvel movie until probably a few days before we went to see it. So 0 expectations and 0 knowledge.
I totally thought it was going to be Suicide Squad, but for Marvel.
So that's how you would explain it to me. And honestly, I do think there were a few things that were a little Suicide Squad-y.
Yeah, that works.
Going with it. But it obviously was not to the... I mean, Suicide Squad at this point is almost like if this movie and Deadpool tried to have a baby more than this movie on its own. But before we go too far... Cole, I'm going to have you do the quick synopsis of the film. And then I want to jump a little bit into the characters where we've seen them before. Again, just a little more intro-y before we jump too far.
Sure.
All right. So the quick synopsis is Valentina has a bunch of operatives deep undercover who are doing stuff, and they all have to go to one room, and they all try killing each other, and then they all go like, oh my god, what's going on? And then they kind of super team up, and then from that super team up, they all go against Valentina. But in that moment, there's a new person who they go, what the heck is up with Bob? And then Bob kind of goes, oh, I don't know, I'm just here. And it turns out Bob is actually a superhero, and Valentina exploits him and uses him. And then he kind of goes off the deep end, and then there's a supervillain version of it. And then the team that's now super together is getting owned because they're not as great as superhero guy. And then now superhero guy, who's now turned into supervillain, is killing everybody, but actually not. They all have to deal with their inner trauma. And then hugging happens, and then the movie ends.
Sure.
I'm okay. That's what you were looking for, Alex?
Not at all.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
sorry, I
Okay,
misunderstood.
What did you need from me, Alex?
Because in my head, and I may be the wrong person. Maybe I phrased it wrong. In my head, synopsis is like, what is the movie about? And this was more like a walkthrough of the movie itself. Like, if you're never going to go and see the movie, let me just walk you through it scene by scene, but in like 10 seconds. It's just like...
A bunch of no-name people.
Look, here's the thing, right? She said synopsis. You gave what you thought was a synopsis, right?
Like that was
Which
super
is
quick and very vague.
just classic, right? Which is because she's right. That's the definition of a synopsis, just trying to give the overview so you can get people enticed by the story, right? But you went into it and I was like, no, that's brand fitting, right? That you just went through the whole film.
But
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
But are you not enticed to kind of know what the fuck I'm talking about?
Yeah, are you not entertained? Okay, you were talking about characters where we've seen them before.
So let's start with Valentina.
Valentina, the first time we see her, is it at the end of Black Widow? Maybe before
I think so, yes.
that.
At the gravesite.
At the gravesite, right?
Is that really the first time?
Oh, wait, no, didn't we say Black Widow came out after Captain America?
Or
Or is it before Captain America?
No,
Black
Captain
Widow came
America you
out
said
in
was 2021.
2021. So Black Widow came out after, because I think Captain America and the Winter Soldier, that was February, and then Black Widow was July.
Okay.
And where I'm going to be honest, I'm just going to lay it out. Cole can cut it if I shouldn't be. But we were trying to figure out what phases a lot of these characters have been seen in, whether it was phase 5, which is where we are now.
We're technically at the end of phase 5. This is the film that ends phase 5.
Did you know that?
No.
Cool.
I
Me
thought Doomsday ended phase 5.
No, Fantastic Four First Steps is the start of 6.
So it's Fantastic Four, Ironheart, Doomsday, and then Secret Wars?
Okay, so I haven't gotten to look this up. Let me look it up real quick right now. Ironheart's supposed to be coming out in June, and then we hadn't heard anything from it.
Well, there was something that was supposed to come out in May that obviously didn't because of the guy in the thing.
Oh, King Dynasty.
Yeah. So I'm sure that a lot of this has kind of been uprooted or adjusted based on...
So Ironheart is coming out.
June 24th.
And it's
I
been
can't-
adjusted because of D23. They announced all the new stuff. But what were you saying, JVG?
I can't believe we haven't heard anything from for Ironheart yet.
Do you think they're afraid to cannibalize? Like how smart I sound, like I didn't learn that and steal that from him. Do you think they're afraid to cannibalize too much on their fandom, so they're waiting until this one fades before pushing the other? Although they didn't push it at the end, they pushed Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but then why release it that close to each other?
Are we
right?
sure they're actually releasing it?
That's the newest, that's the newest information that we've seen. And I want to say that this information came out a few days ago.
Oh,
Yeah, it's still coming out.
wild.
Yeah. Which haven't seen any fanfare for it, which I'm really disappointed about.
I mean, she wasn't the best thing about Black Panther, so
I really
What's a
enjoyed
Black
her in
Panther
Black
movie?
Panther. Wait, what?
her character was introduced in Black Panther 2.
Oh.
She's the one that makes the Ironheart suit.
She doesn't know what that means, dude.
I don't know what that means, dude.
It's in the film.
Yeah, that was a really long time ago.
She doesn't remember.
Baron Zemo.
Yeah, she was a white guy. She was the mechanic that they had to save because she was a super smart scientist.
Oh, yes, in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So going back to Thunderbolts, We've seen Valentina before,
Okay.
even if we can't quite place where we've seen her. We've seen her
Black
multiple
Widow.
times at this point.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 characters from Black Widow.
We have Yelena, who is who shows up in Black Widow, and then we also have Red Guardian, who shows up in Black Widow.
One is Black Widow's sister.
Oh no, we have 3. We have 3 that shows up in Black Widow, because Taskmaster also shows up in Black Widow.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she's the villain.
Yeah, okay.
Well, kind of.
Sort of.
Yeah.
We'll come back to Taskmaster. Pause on Taskmaster.
Thank you.
So Yelena is Black Widow's sister.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes referred to as White Widow in the comics, I believe.
okay, so you have a Yelena. So you have Yelena, who is Black Widow's sister.
Okay.
And then you have,
Red Guardian.
who's Black Widow's dad.
Dad. Then you have Taskmaster, who is the bad guy in Black Widow.
Yes.
Sort of.
Sort of. Yes. Yeah. The antagonist in Black Widow. Thank you for the correction.
And then we have Bucky.
Yes.
Captain America, First Avenger. So phase 1.
And then we have Timu Captain America.
We have U.S. Agent. They never call him that though. I don't think they call him that in the show.
They just keep calling him Walker.
Do you think they don't have the rights?
U.S. Agent. I don't know if I'm pretty sure they have the rights. Anyway, he shows up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That's the main team.
Yes.
And then you have
No, you
Ghost.
forgot Ghost.
Ah,
Yeah.
Ghost.
Phase 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Or phase 3, sorry. Phase 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
And then we have Bob, who is the Centennial.
The Sentry.
I think I was like, the way I was like, wait, is that right?
Shown up in this movie.
Yes.
Cool. So let's dive into the movie.
Cool.
This movie, to me, focuses on mental health and people being able to change their image or change who they are or reimagine's not the right word.
Rebrand?
Rebrand feels icky, but
Yeah.
yes, like made mistakes in the past, but you can become somebody
Redemption.
else. Redemption. Redeem. The people who could redeem themselves. And it focuses on mental health. So those are the 2 really big things that I took out of it. Cool. What about you?
This is what I took out of it. Cool.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Too
Okay.
aggressive?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Everything you said is exactly what I took for this film.
Cool. Then I'm going to stay focused on those 2 things for a second because I know one of them is something you really wanted to talk about. Why am I talking so fast?
I have no idea.
One of the things you had said you wanted to talk about was the mental health aspect that was focused on in this film. So
Oh.
I'd like for you to dive into that a little.
Oh, we're starting with that. Okay.
Well, we're
Yeah.
30 minutes in, so we're not really starting with it, but you know.
Yeah, well, we're talking about the film now. So yeah, no, spoilers obviously at this point, but Bob, he clearly has a split personality. He has superpowers, but what's interesting to me is from who I've talked to outside of this room of us 3, everyone's had a different connection to it, and it feels like whatever traumas or whatever is going on in your life is what you've brought to the character Bob. For some, it's been bipolar disorder. For some, it's been depression. And I'm up there with depression. For some, it's it's like different aspects of it. But the evil version of Bob is kind of that the darkness you have to fight. And the harder he fought, the more it was consuming him because he hates himself. And they did a really good job of showing that. So the scene where they finally beat him by hugging and saying you're not alone, and then just all of them being like they're just there for him, that really took me by surprise. And the joke I was making, because I can't go serious for too long without making a joke, is that I started crying, but I had to watch this film in 3D because we were going to FanFest. So the only time that worked was a 3D film. And so I'm crying, right? And I'm like, I need to wipe my eyes. But I had 2 pairs of glasses on. So I went through the 3D and I hit my glasses like, oh, son of a bitch. So now I'm crying and now I'm annoyed all at the same time. But no, the you're not alone hit so hard because when we see like him being told he's a screw up. Well, him being told he's not that he's screwed up, but being told he's a screw up, and he wanted to be a hero to like finally do the right thing, and then just all of that stuff. Like I actually thought he had schizophrenia at one point with the way he was locked in the room, but to me it was just like the more he fought and the villain laughing, the way they imaged it also with like the beady eyes and stuff. Loved it. Anyone else, please take the microphone from me.
For me, I thought it was a really good exercise in empathy, right? I've seen a lot of complaints about how at the end of this film, everything is taken care of by the power of friendship. But I'm so exhausted by the Act 3 brawl, right? That I'm like, I get it, right? This is a superhero film. We're supposed to be seeing action and all this stuff. Give me something different, right? Because we are in phase 5 right now. We're at the end of phase 5. We have seen the third act, like, shoot him out, right? I'm tired. I'm tired of it, and I want to see more things from a genre that is connecting with a general audience, right? And so you gotta stop.
It's her bit, man.
It's the rule.
No, here's the thing. I agree, because when Yelena broke free and is doing parkour all through this imaginary world and just hugs him, the audible gasp I did threw me off.
I think really, a lot of people have focused on Bob and his journey in being the Sentry, in being the Void, in being a person with superheroes, where the super soldier serum that he took amplified all of his best and worst qualities, right? I think what we don't focus on enough is that Yelena, as somebody who is hurting, put hurting aside in order to take care of a friend, which is something that I think a lot of fans of the genre can really connect with.
I'm going to disagree slightly.
Well, let's talk about it.
I don't think she put hurting aside. I think she saw herself. She saw how much he hated himself and how much he was fighting. And then she knew, I'm there. I'm right there with you. And that's why she knew, like, all you need is a hug.
I think, go for it. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I'm going to kind of mix your two together. I think Red Guardian.
Red Riot would be My Hero Academia.
Oh, that's right. I think Red Guardian put his pain aside to help.
Yes.
I think he was alone. I think he was drinking alcohol. His home was messy. His job wasn't the best right now. And the moment he had somebody to help, he felt like he was important again, because that's where he puts his value. How could I help my country? How can I help my family? How can I help the people I care for? And so I think he put his depression aside to help. I think she saw his depression and saw herself, but the difference is his depression, or whatever you see in it. Depression and anxiety, yay. I think she saw him both actually physically, because you can see the color change, as well as emotionally, personally, right? Does that make sense?
The one, do you want? I have something about Red Guardian I want to jump on, unless you want.
Go for it.
Because it does slightly change a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, there's something that is really sad about Red Guardian when Yelena steps forward and we see her kind of disappear into the void. It looks like she dies, right? His look, he basically thought he lost his other daughter the same way. And that's something that I feel like gets lost in the film.
You forget that that's her dad.
Yeah.
Throughout the film, I feel like they don't lean on that relationship outside of he knows her story. And there's this big focus on she lost her sister, but there isn't a huge focus on he lost his daughter, right? He's the jerk who didn't reach out to her, speak to her in a year, but he lost his daughter just like she lost her sister. They both needed somebody.
The reason why I think it doesn't get looked at as much is because he's not the biological father.
Which, for people that don't know, for context, cool.
Oh, like adoption. Well, not adoption. It's like he's just their guardian.
It's a state-sponsored family, right? Like they were all Russian spies in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. To take the opposite of that, we have U.S. Agent, or John Walker. I'll call him Walker because I don't think they ever call him U.S. Agent in this, right? So he took duty over the people around him, and that's why his wife and son left him, right? And for me, right, like, you have the scene where in one of his darkest moments, he was focused on the duty that he lost instead of the family that was in front of him. We have the idea of duty in Falcon and the Winter Soldier as well, too, where to be anybody, if they were named the next Captain America, would have so much pride in it. But he's also a combat veteran. He was also fighting crime alongside his best friend. And when his best friend dies, he absolutely loses his sense of self, which you can sympathize with. But I think we are specifically told to not empathize with it because he kills people in cold blood because of his friend dying.
So I want to jump on that slightly, and only in the sense wherein if this is inappropriate, somebody cut it. But I think so often when we talk about veterans and PTSD, we forget that they're asked to do things in war, right, in military times. And a lot of them bring that back here and don't know then how to exist in this society again.
To amend that, right? Like we're not putting a value case on like the things that military do for the sake of military duties, right? But what we are talking about is the support that you get when you come back home, which is incredibly lacking for veterans.
And so I think we're seeing Walker try to figure that out, and then all of a sudden he's put in a place of superhero-dom.
Yeah, and I mean so in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he does take the super soldier serum without the authorization and without any of that stuff, right? So he has all of the same powers as Captain America, right? But and I love that we're doing this, that we did this in Phase 5 as well too. But we had a lot of questions about, is it morally correct to take the super soldier serum? Right. And so and for John Walker, it wasn't. Right? Because there was a sense of selfishness in wanting to be Captain America. And when you have that sense of selfishness, that is amplified through the serum, right? And so at times we can say, okay, maybe it's not his fault because the serum is doing that to him. But also at the same time, that was always in you.
Right. It just became an amplified version of it.
And then we have Ghost, which, to be quite honest, I don't know if we can have as deep of a conversation about her because they didn't give her a lot to work with, which is one of my huge gripes about the film.
Did we get her story in the first time we saw her?
Yeah. So in Ant-Man and the Wasp, you find out that she's the daughter of a scientist, and she doesn't have a physical form. They mentioned this once in the film.
Yeah,
in
the
passing.
suit, because
the suit gives her physical form.
Right.
So we talk about the idea of like Ghost not ever being able to like hug people at a certain point in her childhood and things like that. Lab grown, lab tested. It's an awful life, right? But I feel like they treated Hannah John Kamen's character as a tool more so than a person in this. Like, she was very much the Swiss Army knife of get us out of this mess.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's
funny
great.
enough, that's almost how I felt Walker was. Like, there was focus on the depression, but not the PTSD or really his story as much. I felt like it was one flashback.
Like that we keep saying PTSD for Walker only because of how they've written him so far. Not that what you're talking about isn't real. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying for this character, he didn't really have PTSD. He's an asshole.
I mean, he is an asshole.
And like in Captain America Winter Soldier, he literally when he gets in trouble, he's like, I did everything you asked. That's the problem. It's support the scapegoat.
It's support for veterans. Yeah. I see your point, right? But we can argue that there is subtext.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're right. It's never outright said. It's never outright
it's an
mentioned.
assumption on my part, for
sure.
sure.
No, it's not an assumption. It's definitely subtext. Right? Like, I think it's easy to assume that because we have so many pieces of media that portray this very well. And my biggest gripe, though, I did want to move on to this, Taskmaster.
Okay. I promised him a platform.
Okay.
Because as soon as we got out of the film, this was his complaint. So we're going to give you the floor. This is your moment.
We have wasted Taskmaster twice. One's in Black Widow, who was an incredibly like violent character, and then we find out that she's basically being brainwashed by her father, right? So we have Black Widow, which is a film about family ties, and we have this incredible character with incredible stunt people behind this as well, too. Incredible fight choreographers behind this, and we base her in Black Widow. Then we get her back in this film in Thunderbolts, and then we see her in all of the in all of the press like releases, and Olga Kurylenko is talking about her experience and all that stuff too, just to find out she gets shot in the head and then talked about once.
Here's my one question for you.
Sure.
You hate watching trailers.
Sure.
I feel like you should have watched trailers in this moment because it would have prepared you. Would you have been not as angry had you known that every sense of promoting of this film, excluding of the actors, you never see Taskmaster?
So I actually went back and watched the trailers for this. So Taskmaster is actually seen in the last scene where all of them are standing and talking to Valentina. You don't see Valentina on screen because she's behind the bar, but how they frame her, she's actually between Ghost and I think U.S. Agent.
But I mean, that's it, right?
No, she's also on the poster.
No. For the trailer. What other
she's
scenes?
she's still in the trailer.
Yeah,
she's not shared in as much.
No, I know, but I mean, like, so what I'm trying to say is she's in that one scene, but that's it. You never see her ever again. The internet was ablaze going, she's probably the one that's going to die because we don't see her ever else.
I don't necessarily think his issue is like the knowing if she was going to die or not dying. I think the issue is, correct me if I'm wrong, that it's such a great character with such a great story, and twice they didn't go into that story, so it was a waste of bringing such a great character into this world.
Yeah, I understand conceptually why a character dies in this, right? We have to an audience, we have to show that the stakes are high for this, right? But Olga Kurylenko as an actress, right? Great actress. I thought the fight choreography was incredible for this. I thought she would have added a lot of depth. There were so she has an issue with short-term memory, for example, and in the in the original script, Taskmaster would actually forget why that they were all working together, and immediately start trying to kill U.S. Agent.
Oh, that'd be really funny.
And they had to convince her every time, like, no, we're a team now. And it was, I thought it was really funny. I thought it gave the character. There's comic relief in this, in a film that at times we did need comic relief.
Oh yeah, no.
And instead we got like sarcasm and all this other stuff, which is good to a point.
How many times they say Bob?
Yeah,
is a fun drinking game in the future.
And then I also thought Winter Soldier was wasted.
I don't think Winter Soldier was wasted. I was worried he was going to, out of left field, turn more hardcore, or he was going to be brainwashed again or something or that they were going to use him to hunt down Thunderbolts. Like it was going to be his mission to stop them. I really appreciated how they used him.
I just have to point out how they unsexified both Winter Soldier and Yelena. Like, it was very much, we need you to know that they're baddies, that they're grungy, that they've been through it, and neither one of them can be really sexy. So we're going to just overdress them and bad haircut them and, you know?
Well, I will say, though, I lost my mind in laughter when Sentry's fighting all of them, and he's destroying the Thunderbolts, right? Then Bucky stops, takes off the jacket, does this, and then winds up, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Here's the super, does absolutely nothing. My God, he's hitting him in Sentry's even looking a little bored, like, really? Like, it was a good build-up.
For me, right, first and foremost, and Cole, please correct me if I'm wrong on this one, is this the first time we are seeing that that Bucky is a congressman for his hometown? This is
I don't know if we know about him knowing the
Like, does it get mentioned in Brave New World?
It gets meant, yeah.
Okay, so it does get mentioned in Brave New World. Okay. I haven't seen Brave New
We
World
haven't seen
yet.
Brave New World yet.
Okay.
Okay. So
You say that like that's the topic of today. You say that like we only watched the second season of something and not the first.
anyway, so we know that Bucky is a congressman,
Damn
right?
you, Xbox.
We know that Bucky is a congressman, which is a really cool turn, right? Having this redemption arc and then like being able to affect change in policy, I thought is a great move for him. And then you can tell he's like a little bit ineffective. He kind of misses what he was doing when he was out in the field and all that. And then, you get him in the second act where he saves the team. But like I don't know. I just think there's a lot of internal logic that's missing when it comes to this stuff, right? And I love the Winter Soldier. Please do not get me wrong, right? I love seeing him in any film. I just think that he was underutilized in the film. Also, okay, I did want to bring up that the way that Bucky chooses the new Avengers is very Avengers versus X-Men in the comics, in the sense where it's incredibly confusing that the Avengers and the X-Men would be retaliatory against each other. And like, if Bucky and Sam are friends, why would they be fighting each other over a name? Wouldn't they just be like, okay, let's figure out how to be a team together?
No, it's, yeah.
Yeah, I had that same thought, and I don't know anything about the comics. I do need to wrap us up soon, so final thoughts here.
There was so much I wanted more to talk about. This flew
You
by
yelled
so
at
fast.
us for 45 minutes.
No, I know. That's why I'm like,
I mean, the mysterious editor, yelled at us and said to keep it at 45 minutes.
yeah, and we're at 50.
Oh, let's just go for another 30.
This film is really well done. It was really, really, really good. You should definitely watch it. It has an ending that is unlike any other Marvel ending so far, and I enjoyed it.
This film made me excited for Phase 6. I think this is an upward trend into seeing something a little bit different in superhero films. And it makes me excited to see what's next, and it makes me very excited to see Fantastic Four.
Although there isn't a big fight at the end, there is a lot of fighting scenes throughout the movie, and I think that gets overshadowed by the fact that there isn't the big fight at the end. So if that's what you're looking for, it is there. There's just a little more to it this time around. I think there's a lot people can get out of this movie, whether you do go through some kind of mental health issue and you see yourself in it, whether you have friends who go through it and you do have that piece of empathy. Either way, it shows a really great visual of how people can feel when they're battling whatever it is they are going through, even disabilities where it's not a visual disability, right? The way that his body shadows and the way he feels it. So often that's the chronic pain or the things that people are seeing or feeling that nobody else around them gets. So take this movie as a way to learn about empathy and what other people are going through. I don't think you need the context of past movies. It does help. And with that being said, if you guys are going to comment about the movie, which I would love, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Please be nice to each other. Please be kind. That's the community we're trying to create. Anybody can have opinions. Just be kind about it. Thank you so much, JBG.
Well, all the best parties have to come to the end. And this is the end of the welcome party. We're going to be back next time. The theme's going to be Andor Season 2, actually. So very excited for that. I do need to start watching. I do need to start watching it. I want to do a rewatch of Andor Season 1 as well too, so I can be a little bit more fresh. But from the first 3 episodes that everybody's been talking about, it's apparently it's been a really wild ride. So I'm excited.
And when we talk about Patreons and topics you guys can choose if you do decide to donate for a kickback or a soiree, one of the things you can do, because people have been asking like what kind of topics, we all have more we want to talk about with this film. If you want us to dive deeper into it, or you want specific opinions from one of us about the film, or a question you specifically have about the film, that can be it. It's okay to choose a topic we've already done if you're looking for a little bit of a deeper dive on it. So don't be afraid to ask those questions. And again, if the funds are too much, Any donation is welcome. And if you can't donate, that's okay. That's what the show is for. We're just really happy to have y'all here.
It's just $5 in order to get access to all of our exclusive content.
And that's it for the welcome party tonight. Next time, bring a friend.
Bye.
Bye.